podcast. Morgus encountered something strange at the bookish brow, finding himself in a familiar library with a large cat. And Godfrey, having gone to the morgue and to the castle to look for clues about what's happening to the princess, is excited to get the party moving forward to help. Morgus and Godfrey meet back at the houseboat and wait for Scylla, Ziba, and Livy, who have just confronted Ziba's parents. Livy and Scylla legally becoming Ziba's guardians. That is where we find the party.
Livy, one second. He goes after them and says, Can I have you have my P.O. box, which is the one Ziba wrote, but I'll write. Obviously, I won't tell you anything she doesn't want you to know, but I want you to make sure she's in a good place.
I appreciate that.
I want you to know that. Yeah.
They give you their
She
address.
loves you a lot.
She seems to really care about you as well. Trust you, at least.
Yeah, she's a bit of a dork, but she's a good kid.
Thank you.
I care about her too. And he'll go back inside.
Ziba and Scylla and Livy. Simon comes back in to just instruct Ziba again what their parents said about how she will receive her stipend. She needs to look for the rose embroidered carriers in the middle of the month for payday. And then he'll walk you all out of the building as you head back towards the houseboat.
Well, I just gave them everything I have, so I make some more. Yeah.
Did they accept that money?
I've kind of forced it on them. I'm assuming if not, I would have snuck it in their bags or something or gave it to my sibling. They're taking the money home with them. Dang it.
She handed it back to you, so you would have had to like sneak it onto them if you wanted to make them.
I would have either stuck it onto them or I would have handed it to one of my siblings who wouldn't have known any better. And I've been like, take this home and then buy candy secretly.
Yeah, they would have taken it.
Yeah. Okay, that's good.
Very Midwestern. No, I insist. No, I insist. No, I insist. You go. No, I say no.
Well, if you write letters to them, then they literally have no choice but to accept your money.
We just keep sending money back and forth in the mail.
You see Morgus drawing and Godfrey being like, you ran away from this? So you get back to the boat.
What's it a drawing of? What are you looking at?
Something that was unsettling and rather scary.
Kind of looks like a cat to me. I have a picture of cat. Is he based off my picture?
I mean, it's also got wings.
I don't know if you're just being creative with your cat drawing. I'm sorry, I wasn't that creative.
Is that like a cactus for a tail, or just a really bushy tail with spikes?
It was terrifying and
It looks
deadly
cute on paper.
and not at all cuddly. You know what? Give me that. Give me that. I will take it, and with my fingers, I will set it up in flame.
Oh,
Nice.
we could have framed it.
I thought it was a good I thought it was a masterpiece. It's a shame.
But we should move on to important business now that we're all together. I think we'd be remiss if we didn't deal with what was happening to Ziba
What?
first off.
That was kind of
What's
taken
happening
care
to
of.
me?
So Ziba, your parents are in
Yeah,
town.
they're
What are we
leaving
going to
town,
do
don't
about
worry.
that? They're leaving town?
We talked
What?
to them.
We're kind of her legal guardians now.
This is my new mom and dad.
Okay. That's great. That's fine. That is off of our list.
Okay.
I knew you would hate that. I love it.
Right. And then what happened to Medusa, to that satyr woman who we took to the court?
What, you think we
Oh,
offered? We
yes.
did
Turns
exactly
out
what
she
we
is
said we were
not
gonna
a
do.
Medusa. She's just a very ill woman. We took her to get taken care of.
Wait, how do you know
Oh,
that?
yeah. You guys
We
went
did
to
something
that
arguably
conversation.
stupid.
Who was it that put the crown on her?
No,
Whose hands were that? Was it mine or was it Scylla's? I think that was us too. I think that was
It wasn't
an
an us idea. That was
about
a
it.
court idea that we willingly and stupidly followed along with.
Oh
it was
yeah.
it was
So
a
it
Weaver
can't be a bad
suggestion.
idea if Weaver suggested it, right?
Well, I mean, like,
So we took my fancy crown with the dead guts on it still, and we put it on her head, and nothing happened. So we're gonna
Godfrey
say
just
she's not
turns
Medusa.
and looks at Morgus.
Yeah. What?
Oh, okay. And then you took her to where?
What's it called again? The ward? The cottage? The shed? The house for the
for the ill people.
people.
I think
She
it
getting
finally
help.
dawns on Morgus why Godfrey looked at him and his eyes just start to get larger and larger.
But yeah, she.
I think they thought I was going with her too at first, but I was
To be
not
fair,
gonna keep her
you
company.
were
I
only
think she's good on her
communicating
own.
via hisses.
It comforted her. Okay, they need to learn what makes her happy. Okay, how do we know she's gonna be
alright.
happy there if we
you-
don't teach them
the
these
crown
things?
was put upon the satyr woman's head.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing happened. And you were able to communicate with her? You weren't able to communicate with her?
No, the only
Well, like in tongues and body
the only
language.
thing
to
she
a
was
point.
able to really communicate with us was the drawing she kept on doing.
And what her favorite snakes were in her collection. I got that very important piece of information.
Olivia
She
doesn't
gave me one.
give
It's fine now.
give a subjective throne. But yeah.
Right.
I like to think we're friends now.
Okay. So that is dealt with. Should we all still go back to Mel's today to confront that group of people about what went on?
Well, I don't even think we finished the quest yet.
That's
How are we going to get our
what I'm
money?
suggesting we go do.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea as well.
I don't know how much better we're going to do it at the second time. I think we'll just end up in the same
No,
spot
I
again. Do you think
I
there's a
think
different
this time we don't go down there. We talk with
Yeah.
the people living in the house.
The turtles.
Who locked us down in the... Oh, sorry, Livy.
Oh.
Oh no.
Yeah. don't think we didn't ask them to open the door back up. So how do we know they locked us down there? They could have just been locking the door behind us for their safety. But if we had asked, they would have opened it. We didn't try that.
But he's got a spell that unlocks doors, and that was only said because we knew we were locked in.
Yes, I have a spell that can do basically anything if given enough pressure.
I'm sorry, what?
Shatter. Shatter can do anything if you destroy enough things. We've been through this. We've been through this. We've been through
That's what I would always say. You can do anything if you put your mind to it,
destruction.
Libby.
You can basically do anything you want as long as you're fine with picking up the pieces.
Livy said it, so it must be a fact. I'm taking up my grave.
Very different figures, Livy, but I feel like we're a bit different in the finesse department as well. Bit of a contrast there, anyway. Yeah.
I'm just enjoying that I have one spell that can actually do damage. Every other thing I could do is just a light suggestion. And my sword.
I've seen you use your sword before.
But my sword is a finesse.
It's not the job done.
Your sword is like a hammer, and my sword is like a screwdriver.
Beautiful
unlock a door?
family memories.
Kaboom. That's a great way to live your life.
Hey, Mr. Firebolt.
I don't like the comparison to a hammer.
All right. We should stay on track.
Yes,
Should.
sorry.
We've got a lot that we are trying to get done today. About noon.
What time is it
Yeah,
anyway?
my vote is
three
talking
more
to
are
the
dead.
people. Sorry. My vote is
You
talking
are
to
dead by the princess's hand.
yeah, my vote is we talk to the people who locked us away in a dungeon to die.
And if they don't talk, we show them shatter.
Exactly. I'm a great parent.
What about
Guardian.
the princess?
Should also,
How recently did those 3 people die?
No idea.
it was between yesterday and today.
Oh, is that all?
I went to the morgue and I looked at some of the corpses that came from the castle.
I've killed more people than that in an hour.
And?
You gave me a little bit of insight into what we might be facing if we go in there. I was kind of hoping we would learn something more from the satyr lady, considering she was using druid magic as well.
I think there's a connection between Mills and the princess.
It's not impossible.
All right.
No connections that I could draw, though.
This is just a theory, but it seems like there's a war between these two gods right now. Could one group be influencing the princess to start a sort of civil war? Could that have been what the Invisible War was what happened over 100 years ago?
It depends if the princess's situation is different than the satyr lady's. I just don't know.
Right. We couldn't really get anything from her. Whatever has ailed her mind has prevented her from speaking in a way we can understand.
Right.
Well, do we want to go gather some clues before going to see the princess? Or do we
Yes.
just want to go directly to the princess?
No, I want to gather clues.
Well, we were going to see the turtles.
I also-
Turtles it is.
Let's
Yeah, the turtles.
head towards Mel's. Yeah.
I want paid.
I think Morgus is gonna... Eyes are probably just gonna wander over to Scylla. How's she doing?
She's good. She's just been observing and contemplating her recent life decisions. Arms folded, knee bracers glimmering.
Okay.
Never expected to be a mom.
Not in a million years.
Oh wow, I'm so shocked. She seemed to love kids.
Awesome. Do you want to do anything on the way? If not, it takes
I want to
you...
ask Scylla personal questions.
Go for it. As you're walking, this is what's happening.
So what was in the box? Why'd you give my parents a present? Do I get a present now that you're my mom? Why didn't I get a present? What was in it? Was it valuable? Is it worth me?
Rubbing her temples, and she's rubbing her temples with the gauntlets that she's got on, so it's essentially just metal to bone.
Oh, no. Well? Can I see inside the box? If they come and visit again, will they show me what's in the box? Is it top secret? Is that why I know? It's only adults to know. It's one of the adult boxes.
Hey, Ziba! Want to learn a new training technique?
Yeah.
It's called stoicism. Ready?
That's a big word. Do I need to ask Livy what it means?
No. The key, you'll find out after. Just, ready? Shoulders back. Mouth shut. And she keeps walking.
If it does this for approximately 30 seconds.
And if you don't follow, like immediately, she turns around and stops and looks at you and waits for you to catch up.
Oh, Sybil will follow you, but you'll only stay quiet for about 30 seconds and go, oh, we're playing the no talking
Sybil puts her hand up.
Sybil immediately goes and zips up her lips and like throws away the key and just starts walking really straight with the shoulders back like Scylla told her to.
You'll make a fine knight. And she puts her hands on her temples again real quick. As soon as Ziba gets a little bit ahead of her for just a second and recomposes herself and stands back up and follows beside her.
Actually, Livy wants to go up to Morgus and kind of like walk a little bit back in comparison to everyone else. So I was remembering what we were talking about on our last mission about the your memory, and I write a journal. I know it's not the same, but I write pretty detailedly, and we've been interacting a lot. So if you'd like, you can read the parts where you're in it, and maybe that'll help jog some of your memory.
I think Morgus, like, he opens his mouth a couple times. Just as we're kind of sauntering along. I've uncovered a little more than... Well, I've uncovered a little more. I had sort of a unique experience at the Bookish Brow.
Oh.
How are you with dictation?
Horrifyingly accurate because of college.
Good. We should... Would you be willing to help me make a record of sorts?
Yeah, of course. I might as well get some use out of all of the money I spent on university, right?
It's good you're using your degree, at least. Your experience. I think a record would be valuable. Might allow me to go back and get another look at things with slightly different perspective.
If you would like, we could buy a journal, and I could, like you said, I could dictate. You could just talk to me about what you remember, so you can always look back on it. That's
exactly it. Thank you, Livy, for being willing to. Oh, look at those! Those are nice.
Livy gets the hint. Livy gets the hint. Is kind of like at first pretends to be like, yes, and then is actually captivated by the animal and legitimately forgets.
By this point, you've made it outside of Florencia onto the other side of town, getting closer to the cottage, passing the sheep that you passed before.
How long has it been, and how long has Ziba managed to stay, like, stoic and quiet for?
You've been walking at this point for about 15 minutes. You're about 5 minutes away from the cottage. Conversation probably happened, like 5 minutes in?
I'm going to fish around in my pocket, and like as we're kind of walking, without looking at Ziba, I'm going to pull out like a couple of broken, they almost look like jack pieces, like just little like broken game pieces. I'm just going to hold one out as we're walking to Ziba and go, that was in the box. Just hang on to it.
Oh, cool. What, you can play games with this?
Yeah, it's collateral. We'll type out
Are you
some other
sure
time.
I can have it?
I didn't say you could have it. I said you could hang on to it.
Oh,
but
okay.
Just, make sure to get it back sometime.
Why do I have to give it back?
We'll talk about that some other time.
Okay, I'll put it right next to my flower and my snake. Be nice and safe. It won't get dirty. It's in a different pocket.
Perfect.
I'll just take it and like immediately just shove it down in the bag.
You should just keep talking.
That way it won't fall out.
Are at the cottage. The door is closed. It's pretty quiet here on this rainy day. The rain's still falling down pretty hard. It's come and gone into a drizzle, and then a wind comes and makes it stronger. It's just steady.
If we stay out here much longer, we're gonna get sick.
Are we being nice about this, or are we being fast about it?
I know which one I want it to be.
Nice?
They locked us in a hole to die.
Silhouette draws her sword, holds it kind of backwards by the hilt, and bangs on the door 3 times.
Okay, so fast.
You don't get to the third. You get to the first, and the door opens. And the inside is empty, aside from large pieces of furniture. So as the first one in, you spot a small brown leather bag and a piece of parchment on the dining table.
I'm gonna take a look.
Inside the bag, you find 300 gold. And the letter says, "We hope this finds the right people. Cannot thank you enough for clearing our basement of those evils. They had our daughter and our princess, and said that if we were to tell anyone or do anything or take any action against them, that they would kill her. We were able to retrieve her and leave town. If you're ever in Ventinos, look us up. Love, Doris and Mel."
Oh.
See, they're not that bad.
Do you tell anyone? Do you let us read the letter too?
Yeah, I'll have read that as I'm reading it.
You know, I don't usually get angry at people, and I'm kind of upset because I was actually angry at a person for once, and now I just feel bad about it.
You know what might help?
It's okay. You can take it out on me. Oh.
No! God, no!
Try his idea first.
I mean, that's one option.
Marcus, is there a healthy option that doesn't involve me being angry at the child?
I feel
I'd let you win.
Anyway. No.
And being beat up by a child?
Just sort of clench your fists and stand there and then focus on clenching every muscle and holding that for a little while. Release, hold, release a few times. It sort of releases tension. Right.
As this conversation's happening, Sully, you flip the note around to the back. And scrawled in a shaky, different script. It says, "The house is yours. Thank you, Tom." Who you can only assume to be the uncle who was sitting in the chair that you all never met.
Well,
you got a house now?
Yeah, it looks like we won't have to be staying on that boat for much longer. And it doesn't look like the carousel court's a problem.
I'm just saying, if you all have magic, I shouldn't have to do chores.
Morgus looks taken aback and affronted.
You're not going to have time for chores. What makes you think you'll have time for chores?
So we're just going to let this place rot to the ground? That doesn't seem
No, you'll be out back training. By the time you're done, you'll be wanting to do chores.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
We're just going to believe this note at face value.
I mean, it looks kind of official. Do we need a deed or something?
Yeah. I mean, it's got good bones, but is anybody just a little bit concerned about the secret passage to the group of...
Who better to watch it than us?
I think what the note is saying is that the real enemy was the cultists. I think what they were saying...
What cultists?
The ones we unalived.
Do we know that? Okay. I don't like to talk about that.
While the conversation is happening, Morgus is gonna start ritual casting Detect Magic just behind the scenes while the conversation is happening.
Yeah.
So I think, at least if they're being honest, that they put a spell on the princess and kidnapped their daughter, and they couldn't actively move against these people without either parties being hurt, so they sent an anonymous tip. I think they knew about the tunnel. And we're hoping we would find it and take care of them.
She thinks those things kidnapped the princess. The princess that's been killing. I
don't think that's the real princess.
Well, then who is it?
Someone who likes killing.
I don't know.
How did someone kidnap a princess, though? I mean, I guess we did sneak into a palace once, didn't we?
I think
more importantly,
the demonic cultists did more than try to summon demons.
What does it want with the daughter of a couple of townsfolk and the princess?
Maybe their house with the secret passage.
Maybe they're more than a couple of townsfolk.
Maybe they wanted us to get rid of the Medusa cult, and we did their dirty work for them.
Maybe these people were more important than they were letting on.
This is a lot of maybes. We're gonna start writing a fantasy
we're not
story.
really sure. What we do know is that we have a potentially cursed house.
Potentially.
And that's always exciting for every sort of magic
value.
user. And goth child.
What does this look like as Morgus is performing this ritual?
I think he probably grabbed his the orb from that little satchel and sort of in an undertone there's some like just like muttered whisperings and whatnot, and a few clicks here and then a click or two there, and he's walking around the room and he's inspecting visually until he's kind of making a perimeter, like setting up an area of detection of like what to look at once the spell kicks in. So, and then when it finally does, his eyes will sort of glow just a soft white.
Psst, hey, come here. No, I'm not here to tell you anything new about dice. You know, they're weirdly collectible, they're totally necessary, they're crucial aspects of gameplay that you just never seem to have enough of. But I do want to tell you about our new partnership that all of you could benefit from. Look, Ogopogo Gaming is a 100% women-owner, queer-owner dice and gaming company out of Philly, and they've offered to give all Utopia viewers 10% off online orders. Just visit ogopogogaming.com. That's OGOPOGO gaming.com and use promo code Utopia, that's UTOPIA, at checkout. You'll get 10% off your dice and you'll be supporting us. It's so cool. It's awesome. Now go get some dice and roll them. Oh, hell yeah, it's the 19. Let's go.
Great. As your comrades talk, and you peruse around the space, there are 2 small rooms, and then the kitchen, which is a part of this large room that you all have been in, essentially the living area. And in one of the bedrooms, you see a ring that has been left behind that's glowing.
Ooh. Oh god.
And in the kitchen, you see a jug that's sort of emanating magic left under a makeshift sink.
Well, that's an interesting little spot.
The building itself does not hold any magic, and you don't sense any other pieces in the house.
Okay. Is the spell large enough that it would go towards the cellar?
You are in the cellar, so you wouldn't see. It can't see through the floor.
And it's got a.
Gotcha.
It's like a 30-foot like range. With it's things within 30 feet of me, so I can, depending on the size of the house, I could probably walk around and cover the full footprint of the house with it.
Gotcha.
I might. I don't know if it can penetrate most barriers, but it's blocked by 1 foot of stone, an inch of common metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt. So it's not going to get too far down past the door at the top of the stairs, if it does.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Morgus is gonna mage hand the ring and get a closer look at that, and then probably point out the jug to someone else.
Yeah. Do I have identify magic? Oh god, I can't see. That's right. Comprehend, bane, disguise self, delay. I don't.
Are you casting detect magic on the ring, Morgus? Or not detect magic, but identify?
I don't know if I actually have identify. I think that's my other character. Yeah.
My
I don't have identify. That's my other character.
Libby, do you have identify?
Damn. I don't have identify.
All right.
I have comprehend language though.
The mage hand lifts up the ring off the dresser, and it's this beautiful golden band that looks like the claws of a corvid holding this jet black stone. It's pretty small and feminine looking.
So, on Morgus's dwarven hands, it would make a nice pinky ring?
Yeah.
Excellent. I'll take it back and kind of show it around. Find a wee little sparkly thing. Find a magic jug.
Can I see the jug?
Sure.
What does the jug look like as I'm examining it?
It's just brown terracotta. It has a bunch of spouts all over it, kind of rigid around the middle.
When it
Are you going to turn it upside down?
I mean, sure.
You turn it upside down, and the very top spout just starts dripping this creamy white substance.
Instantly stops.
Tip it back up. Is there anything in the jug? Anything in the jug?
Yeah, you look and it's filled with a white substance.
I smell the substance.
I kind of want to know what that is.
Smells eggy.
Is it sticky?
Nope.
It could be anything.
Are you going to eat it?
No. God, no.
Yeah,
it's mayonnaise.
Nice. I love mayonnaise. Why is it magical? Does it make the mayonnaise?
Yes.
I think Morgus is gonna
magical mayonnaise.
Morgus is gonna saunter over as he's looking at the pretty ring, and he's kind of sniff a little bit, and then like take a little dollop and just kind of.
I see. So it didn't kill me. Now everyone wants to eat my mayonnaise.
I'm aware that
Livy hands it to
delicious,
Morgus.
but it's not magical, Morgus.
No, I was just tasting it. Might be good for a recipe or something.
Oh, if you're gonna cook something, you can have it.
Oh, why don't you take care of this?
Okay. Does it cook good with rations? What am I saying? Mayonnaise goes good with everything.
There's a moment where Godfrey goes rigid and flashbacks to the crab in the backpack.
I think Livy like will stick it in his will like clean it with prestidigitation and then stick it in the back of his backpack.
Hey, they said I could have
Had
it.
the bag of holding again?
I do.
Livy.
Yeah.
Okay.
When you can show us that you can keep all of your stuff clean, then I'll let you have it. How about that?
It was only a few times.
As you use prestidigitation, Livy, to clean out the mayonnaise from inside the jug, you see the inside kind of starts to sparkle as the mayonnaise is removed.
Oh.
What?
I'm assuming that if you just tip it over again, it'll have something else interesting. Or...
Do it again. Make the condiment jug dance.
I help out. I want these things to be identified before we do anything else.
I think that's quite
fine.
wise. We could probably take him over to Avanash and get him identified. I could probably spend.
Doesn't Scylla have a ring? We still don't know what it does.
Oh, Scylla's got a ring. That's right.
Do you want to stick it in the bag of holding until we know what it does, or do you just want to hang on to it?
Oh, a ring. Scylla's ring or mine?
Both.
Well, this ring is not mine yet.
Scylla's already wearing hers and has been, so I don't think.
Yeah.
It didn't kill her.
The new ring, I guess.
I think it'd be fine. Just put it on. Put it on.
I'd like to get it identified first, if that's all right.
It could be
could
cursed.
spend some time with it, but
it could stay on your finger forever.
I mean, it's pretty. I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah, but what if you want a new ring? I mean, like, it's pretty, but, like, what if you want a new style?
Livy, do you want the ring? Is that
No,
is that what this is
I
about?
don't want the ring. I just don't want the thing to be stuck on someone's finger forever.
I'll just
It's
put it in
yours.
my little satchel, and
Okay.
then, depending on whether it's cursed or not, we'll later on.
That would be pretty bad, you know, if you put on the ring and it's stuck forever and then it doesn't go with all your outfits.
You can always cut it
It's
off.
gold and black. It goes perfectly with my outfit. Anyway,
Oh.
what's the next step? What are we doing?
Jeez. All right, you have come to Mel's. You have double the bounty money. You now have a potential home you could call your own if you want. You have 2 magic items. What would you like to do next?
I mean, the player in me just wants to redecorate the entire house and make a library. Got 11 rooms. But the more practical side of...
We don't have books for
How
that
many
yet.
simoleons do we have? What's our budget?
What's our budget? Let's just transform the podcast into...
That's what I was
Let's
thinking.
just make The Sims, but in podcast form.
Anyway,
Livy, Morgus, I had something to ask you about.
yes.
Do either of you have contacts in a college of necromancy or with archaeologists?
Archaeologist, yes.
Someone someone who has the capability to speak with the dead?
Definitely. I definitely have archaeologist friends or former colleagues. I could. Technically, I have. No. I can see.
Godfrey, is this a private conversation, or are you just directing this towards Livy and Morgus?
No, this isn't private. This is in front of everyone.
I was gonna go up to you really serious and put like a hand and be like, you know, you can speak to them and they'll always hear you if you're missing someone.
I'm aware that they can hear, but I need to hear them as well.
Oh, okay, sorry.
What I will say before we travel on, Livy, you would 100% have come into contact with students and professors alike who are necromancers and also archaeologists, because the necromancers in this world are archaeologists. That's why they study necromancy. It's a study of history and the history of the realms. They are the people that go out into ruins and commune with the folks left there to ask permission to take items used in burial rites to honor the history and lives of those folks that are left behind.
It's not at all modeled after the British Museum, like the opposite of the British Museum.
No, this one's ethical.
I was going to say, if only. That sounds wonderful.
So you may not like be friends with them, but you've at least brushed elbows with a few, and you would know the names and the professors who Godfrey could talk to.
Dora the Discoverer.
Absolutely not.
No, you're not going to have a repeat of Pleep Loop.
Yeah, it would, because I can get into the morgue. And if we could talk to one of the people who fell to the princess, maybe we could learn a little bit more about the situation.
Yeah,
before we go in headlong.
I can either talk or send out a mail to my contacts, some former contacts.
How long would that take?
I mean, depends. There are some who live in the city right now. There are some who are out working. Out in the field. It depends on which one agrees. It could be tomorrow. It could be a month. It just depends who's willing and free and available. And all the other words that mean the same thing.
The only other person I could think of might be Linus. He's well read and he's an experienced spellcaster. There's no way to know other than to ask.
All right. I suppose I should let you know, if we are planning on going to see the princess, that this is what the bodies were afflicted with that I found. All of them seem to have died in a different way. One was presumably terrified to death, died of fear. One seemed to be suffering from a severe poison. One was eaten by insects. One's rib cage was crushed by a blast of concussive force, and one's armor was superheated to melt to their skin.
Does that sound familiar at all in what Livy knows about demon attacks?
It doesn't sound familiar in terms of demon attacks, but all of you instantly recognize these afflictions as spells that are accessible by druids and others, but the concentration of them makes you think this is druid magic.
The crown might be onto something when it says druids, but I don't think it's another country. They don't know enough, actually. Yes, I'll get in contact with my former colleagues immediately.
Sure.
I'll just have to check my P.O. box. Oh. Well, I know if you...
Check if I got any mail, too.
I wonder if I could send Bitsy to fly off and get a message to Linus to ask if he's got the ability. It would take some time, but we could possibly look into 2 things at once that way.
But what if I miss her?
She'll be back. Don't worry.
And I have a friend who is disconnected from the world, but I want to see if she has noticed anything in the far reaches of the country, away from the cities. I want to see how far spread all of this is.
All right. Morgus sends Bitsy fluttering to try and commune with Linus.
Yeah, Morgus would definitely give Bitsy a little rolled up scrap piece of paper to say, "Hey, can you do this magical thing?" ?
Mm-hmm. Where are the party going to Avanash's to identify the magic pieces? Are you going to the university? Are you going to the morgue? What's the plan?
I think, I want to see what these cool magical items. I think we should go to the university first. If we can't get there, then
What if we could use them as magical, marketing tools, though? Like, they'll talk to the dead and in exchange we give them magical mayonnaise.
Maybe. But I think Livy can probably convince them. They used to be colleagues, and they probably owe him a favor or two. Or, they used to be his students, and these are in recommendations for them.
When was the last time Livy went to the university?
He quit right before he started adventuring.
So, so
that was a month ago.
How long have we been doing this?
Maybe 2.
What? Alright.
It wasn't actually that long.
No one questioned you being there for 70? Okay, wait.
He's a half-elf.
Yeah, no, that would make sense.
Half-elves can live, anywhere between, 100 years old, 100 to, 300.
So sticking to the RP.
Yeah.
What would we like to do? Bitsy has flown off.
Yes.
So does that mean we're finally going to see where you're going to work? Can we go to the university now?
Yeah, my recommendation is going to the university first, seeing what contacts I can either talk to immediately or sending a letter, and then getting this stuff identified.
Could it be that we could do both of those at the university?
We could.
With the right skill.
Yeah. I mean, it's a university. There's a bunch of nerds there.
It's good.
Were you popular there? Did you have a lot of friends? Did they like you? What did you do there?
I was a professor. I was liked. I was never bullied. No, I was never ostracized.
Were you popular?
Livy and Ziba start walking out of the cottage at this point. Godfrey and Scylla, what are you both doing?
Scylla, I don't know. Scylla's just going along with what the next step is.
Okay. Is Godfrey going to the university?
Yeah, Godfrey will join so as to not split the party anymore. He's just keeping an eye on this new dynamic that's occurred between Zilla, Livy, and Ziba. Reading exactly all of the context clues, but not talking about it at all.
Beautiful. You all head towards the university. It takes you about 10-ish minutes to get there. It's in the Elven Quarter, rather close to the Mirror Room, and you see a large archway with runic symbols around the arch, this stone building. It's about 3 stories high, and as you walk through the archway, you feel like a full of magic. It's normal hours. You're allowed in. It's not closed for the day or anything. And As you all emerge, you come into a small courtyard in this U-shaped building, and there's students milling about in different colored robes, as well as professors in hats talking to each other. And Livy, when you walk through the archway, the clear barrier that everyone else has easily walked through turns a bright blue, and you are kind of jolted. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Huh. That's odd. That's an 8.
Yeah. You are frozen in this barrier as a hold person spell cascaded some kind of safety mechanism. As you're just kind of mid-stride, just frozen. The rest of the party, I think you take a few steps and then you realize there's no sound made. It's just this flash of blue.
Someone was pithy before I left.
Livy is the only person who this affects.
Mm-hmm. You see students like walking around him, just kind of snickering.
Okay. I think Morgus is looking around in this environment. He's almost imploding on himself a little bit. Especially looking around at all of the different colored uniforms and stuff. And when he sees Livy, he'll kind of look around. I think he's gonna look around for someone with fancier robes who looks like an authority figure.
Yeah. You see someone. They are a black furred tabaxi. They're wearing these deep royal purple with like bluish green tinged trim, like silk trim, tassels and a hat, and nice shoes, well kept. And walks your way. That is it. Thank you so much for listening. Are you tired of hearing me say that yet? I'm tired of saying that. I've said that 65 times now. And honestly, I don't really know how else to end an episode. So here we are. It's getting close to the holidays. If you have a Utopia lover in your life, why not check out our store? Hop in there and see what's available. We got some cool t-shirts and stickers and sweatshirts and art prints and all kinds of fun stuff. As always, feel free to join our Discord server. It's public, it's fun, it's a good time. And if you can, we would love you on our Patreon, where you get extra podcast episodes from me talking about the studio and what's going on. You get behind the scenes. You get our monthly minutes talk show. You get, what else? So many other things. It's totally worth it. And we would really love your support. Intro and outro by Nolan Clock. Everything else by myself and the cast. I hope you have a really, really great day.